back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is all about our Newbuild garden and how we brought it from this to this in the space of 4 years. There's 4 years between the first video being shown here. It started off like this on the left and 5 days later it looked like that. This was my very basic drawing that I showed Ronan and his team. This is the stone that we picked. It was silver granite, 60 by 60. The goal was to get rid of these two very small steps at the back door and at the side door. You can see here there was such a drop in the garden. It was hard to explain or even capture on video, but at some points there was 4 feet in the difference from there to the stone. There's some footage of Jeff just picking up the stone before the guys started. He was able to just pick it up. It was never put down, never sealed correctly. I think it's quite standard in most new builds that it is just thrown down like that, which is disappointing to say the least. But anyway, this is just a little bit of footage of the digger coming in. The guys ended up putting in, I think it was 16 tons of soil to level out the garden. We didn't realise when we bought it how bad it was, but our little man who was 2 here was finding nuts, screws, wires. I didn't take too many videos at the time because I wasn't sure if it was something I would share, but here is a little bit of the progress and a time lapse of the guys laying out the grass. We went for real grass for a number of reasons and it's worked out so well. The quality was amazing compared to, again, the Newbuild grass that we were left with. This is immediately after the guys left. You can see the before and after here. And I have a couple of videos of the steps just showing how they were able to bring out the step. The garden was at too much of a slope to do all one level, so the wide step was a very happy compromise. Here's a clip of the side lane that the guys also did, and here's a before and after. This was November 2020 and the guys were here, I think a total of 5 or 6 working days. They did this complete transformation, and then something wild happened and I grew an interest in gardening. I planted, I think, 100 tulip bulbs that winter. The guys were advising me if I wanted any bulbs, I'd have to plant it kind of ASAP to get it ready for next spring. So that's what we did, and we enjoyed the garden that winter. Max is so tiny here. Then the following spring, it was still locked down, and myself and Jeff painted the fence and the cement post black outside during each and every one of Max's nap times. I think it took about 3 weeks, and we also painted the base of the house with this paint here. That was the one that we used on the cement posts and the base of the house, and this Ronseal one was what we used on the wood on the actual fence. We got both of those in woodies, and then the whole family got interested in the gardening. Max was watering the plants, Jeff doing the patio, again Max watering the tulips. We all really fell in love with the garden during lockdown. We got these trees in Doyle's and Cabinteely, which I'll show you now. And we also got these solar lights in woodies that were €3 and €9 each. So good. And they still work over 3 years later. We still have them up on the fence and the back walls. Here is just a little progress picture of the garden as the year went by.
Tulip update.
Even though lockdown was such a crazy, terrible time, having this garden to focus on and distract us during this time, we were so grateful for. And even watching our little boy grow up in it, we just always felt such gratitude for that. This was the end of our tulip run now. They were at their prime here, and I've never been more proud of anything than my little garden. And that was the end of our tulips as they then fell apart. And I'm going to show you now the progress that our trees have made in that time. So this was 2021, then 22, and then summer 2023. They have continued to thrive since then. They are Ligustrium from Doyle's and Cabinteely. Then we also went and got Portuguese laurel for hedging in November 2022. I'll show you that now. In the meantime, here is footage of Jeff doing his favourite thing ever, power washing the stone over winter. And then next thing, it was spring 2024 and we were back to Doyle's to look at more plants. This is where we got our trees originally, and I'm always asked about these trees on Instagram. They're called Ligustrium. There is the hedging, that was back in March, and here is the full before and after. There's nearly 4 years from start to finish, and we are so happy with it all. Ronan's company is called Ivorystone. I cannot recommend him enough. He still doesn't have an Instagram page, which I am trying to force him to make. So if he sets it up, I will link it below. Thanks for watching.